right? So for me, this is also going to be a key level for a potential bounce. That's the 92 level. If you guys recall today, multiple times we mentioned it when trading live. But the point that's still very important, you know, for the bears to break is what? You want to take a wild guess? If you're a bear, what would you want them to break?
Previous week value level.
Okay. So I mean, if they're able to absorb this, right? As long as they crack below this 86, there's a high chance they're going to go for the PDL and test. And then ultimately, I would say they're going to, if they go that far, this is going to be the level you're targeting. So nothing really changed, right? On the bullish side, when you look at this, right, let me make sure this is on 0 real quick. I'm just going to hide these candles because I don't really care for them too much. If you guys look at this, right, so you have some access that's sitting here at 15, right? So I would just make sure you have that right here. And then your POC now being here, I would say on TPO is around 4,800. And value area high is at 4,803. So we'll delete this value area. I'm sorry, access high here. We'll delete this. So in terms of market profile, right, when you guys look at this, so we started, just kind of give you a story, and this story might be better this way so you guys understand it a little bit. So you guys see the A period, right? We went all the way down, and then the B period's there. Then the B period did the framing up, right? You guys see the B period went all the way up. Then the C period started framing up, right? D period also did. So that's your first 2 hours, right? And then you see letter or E, right? 2.5 hours, we're not able to frame up. And then you see the E put in what? The lower low compared to C. So that's where the problem started. And then the lowest case of the D was all the way up to here, which was 95. And that got killed by the F period. So F period started a framing down really here, really hard. And then they cleaned up, letter J cleaned up all the lows, including the A low, then K, and then here's the period now. And then, of course, the M period's your last period, the spike back inside the value area. So if you double click this guy and change that here. So you'll see here, here's your M period, right? Inside the value area. So there's really no spike because we're already inside here. But there's a high chance that they might come back and retest this. And this is a PD value area low now, along with, you know, the previous week value area low. So nothing really changed, but if I was to go based on the volume profile, access here and on the TPS, there's not much information besides the stuff that I highlighted. On SVP, this would be, I would say, a little bit more important for us right now. So for me, if I want to have any run or any bias on it, we would need to go above this POC here. Because right now, I don't think you're going to be getting a lot of big moves, but any moves that you get, you know, let's say from 86 to 98, that'll be good, you know, 12 points, I'll look for that. And then ideally, you need to clean this value area high, but it's just that everything's getting tighter. If you guys notice, there's not a lot of room now just because this auctioned a lot lower here. Now the value areas are kind of shifting down. So tomorrow's open is fairly important. If we open gap down and open below 47.86, there's a high chance we're going to go towards the 71, and I would say potentially even lower here. Okay. I would be somewhat bullish about this 98 for a little bit, about 12 points to the upside. And then here as well. If they lose this tomorrow, I would not trust them to recover as quickly on 86. Because today's, and when I was trading live, I mentioned that the sellers were fairly aggressive today. They were not giving those V-shaped recoveries with ease as they used to. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but they were not really, you know, they're fighting at certain levels, the specific levels that they needed to fight, they were there. Like this level here, I don't know if anyone was able to catch that, but that was a really good short, guys. They came all the way down, and then of course they bounced, they reclaimed, they bounced again. So it really played by the playbook that we had. So now the playbook is, are you able to crack above this PDPOC tonight? Or are you going to be coming here? If you look at the, couple of days that we have, I would say it's almost like you can exclude this day here. Come on. So the POC even on that one is showing up to be here. Earlier was for me. Maybe I included that bottom here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll definitely monitor this just in case. I thought I had 92 for some reason. It was a big level, so I wanted it to be there, but I'm not gonna force it. So this level is gonna be huge here. It's probably gonna tap here overnight. And I'd look to see if we get any buyers overnight. I'll leave a long here and see if we can target the opposite, hit 15 again. Because if they're not able to break it, that would just mean weak sellers are here. Okay. But nothing really changed, to be honest. When I look at it, that's why I said today it was gonna be fairly quick. Nothing really changed. You're still in the range. Your first sig is sitting at 65, so that might have shifted down a little bit. And our value area high, the first sig on the positive skew is at 23.25. So nothing really, I would say, changed here. We'll just extend this guy here a little bit.
Shorty, can you please discuss the footprint chart of yes, that 10:30:11 that you posted?
Say it again.
The footprint chart of today, the 10:30:11 that time.
10:30:11 my time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember you posted a picture of footprint chart today?
What about it?
So on top the auction was finished and there were a lot of buyers left out. So if you could explain that.
Yeah. So I don't have the quant tower or any of it up, but let me find the picture. It was actually this one here, right? You're calling this one? Is that the one? When I asked here, I'm gonna make sure all you understand this.
Yes, that's correct.
So when you're looking at this chart here, what's actually happening is that you had a completed auction at the top here. You had a stop run, and you see this green number. It's 151. I don't know how visible it is on your chart, but it was a lot of late buyers playing the breakout of this candle here. They're hoping to catch a breakout, and look, they got stalled. So a lot of buyers that were playing the breakout of this high, they got stopped. And then you look on the right here, this is like 1 hour footprint chart, or 2 hours, I believe, at that time. They was showing me a lot of late buyers, and I looked at this delta, and it's like, okay, so you bought a lot of contracts, but you didn't go higher. So that means they got trapped. If you got trapped, they're gonna go away from your value really, really fast, so that you get stopped. And usually when you get stops like this, usually they're going to reverse, and 2 auctions completed perfectly, right? And this is 30-minute charts. You see that they completed here, and then it was positive delta, and then they completed here with a pretty decent negative delta, right? So you go from 99,000 in volume on this one at 10:30. Look at the volume completion on this one. 242,000 contracts traded here on this candle. So it's, call it 2.5 times as much volume traded in here, really bad delta. And now, you're trying to crack this higher, but you're putting in a lower high here as well. And then you went from positive to pretty deep negative. And there was a lot of these flips in between the delta, between max and min and the close today, right? And that I was making sure that you guys are able to see that live, right? As they're coming up, there's a lot of late buyers, and they got stopped, and then they just auctioned in the opposite direction. So that was the point of that. You're watching to see, how hard is it for them to gain any traction, any value, any new buyers at the top. And here they had really hard time follow through on buying. They got stopped, and they never really, tried again.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, thank you.
Good question. All right. Well, I think we have speakers tomorrow, just as we did today. So let's see. Tomorrow's 17th. I thought it said export rice prices. I'm like, man, I didn't know it was that important, but okay. I think this will be important. 8:30 will be somewhat important. And then we have our friend. There's a lot of speakers tomorrow, guys. 1, 2, 3. And you have short-term auction and long-term and Fed. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of lineup for Fed. So my advice on trading days like this is that you have to consider taking profits faster, even though you might feel like you're leaving something behind. As long as you're green on days like let's say today was not so bad, but there was days, I believe Friday was really hard to trade. And tomorrow, dependent when these speakers come out, you heard them, 3 rate cuts today. We were pricing in 7. So things might change quickly, right? And it might drop with the OPEX coming up really fast, right? Once the hedges roll over, we might get a nice little dump here. And I would anticipate that eventually here within a short period of time that we're gonna, if you look here, we're just in a balance, right? And if you think about fibs, I'll just draw them here. This is your, from this swing low to this swing high. We're still somewhat, I would say, we're an okay trend here. As long as they hold this here, they're okay. But if they lose this 47.72, then they're going to most likely test the lows at 4,700. And I think at some point, something's going to break here or news or whatever it's going to be. And just zoom out a little bit. We can go in 8 hours so you guys can see it.
The value high. The value high of the past 3 days has been dropping, Shorty, every day.
I would expect us to be here probably by end of January or first week of February. Yeah, we noticed that as well. Yeah. So what Bean's talking about is the value area high has been dropping. So here we had an overlap, right? This day was pretty shitty to trade. And then you had this Monday, right? And then here's your Tuesday. I kind of care for this one more, right? So every one of them has been dropping, but it's not, in this case, right? The values are still very close. 806 seems to be the point right now. And I think 806 was our first sig not too long ago too. So yeah, values are dropping and there's that 92.5 level, guys. I think it just bounced literally there. Right on the red line. I probably could have taken that. So I'll watch, see where we open. I think tomorrow's open is going to be important. If we open above this POC, expect to run to 15. I would expect to see some stall here at 806. Could you play this here? Yeah, you have to be quick. Don't size up tomorrow, especially with the speakers. I would say size down and don't let them take your money, right? Your job tomorrow is to be defensive, not really attacking tomorrow. You're letting them show their cards and you're playing after the fact. So that's just the way I would play. Okay. All right, guys.
Hey, Shorty.
Mm-hmm.
Little quick. Can you take a look of JD and Baba? Because I think they all break new lows today. I think it's because Taiwan election.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like they all gap down to like all previous low level. So I was just interested because I was going through the watch list. I wanted to purchase, but then they make new lows. I'm not sure. Should I,
I think you can get Baba cheaper. My next order will be somewhere in between here. That's where I'm waiting for. Somewhere closer to this to buy
awesome.
Baba. Yeah. This is
and
what
then JD as
I
well.
think we had that one on stock as well.
Yeah. They make a new low, like they break 24 with forces today. So
I mean, there's a high chance that they go to 21, 22, and I think that's what we said in the notes was the 22 cheaper a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. That's a pretty big. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it just looks like a drawing. Yeah, they have a little bit to go. They have about $2.50 to go, and they'll get a bounce.
Awesome.
So
Thank you,
they
Shorty.
have a little bit to go. I didn't see Wolf. I didn't get any Wolf. Actually didn't buy anything yet today. I did sell Zscaler. Wolf looks very good here, so I'm probably going to be in on it tomorrow. Yeah, Wolf looks ready. Man, look at these distributions. Okay. What was the stock yesterday that we brought
Hasbro?
up?
Hasbro? Is that
Oh
the
yeah,
toy company?
Hasbro.
Yeah.
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 What did it do today?
I think they dropped. I took a look.
Oh yeah, good. Good. If we can catch it anywhere, like a little bit closer here, this would be a perfect fill for me. So
45.
I wanted at 45, so it'll be between 46 and 45 that I put some orders tomorrow. My cash is
Awesome.
gonna be settled from Zscaler, so
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. They
I'll
take like
scale
T
up.
plus 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna put in like limit orders?
Yeah, I'm gonna put limit orders tomorrow, and if they fit, if they hit, they hit. If not, that's okay.
Got it.
All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you, Shorty.
See you then.
Thanks,
Good
Shorty.
night. Everybody.
Like Shorty.